Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about preparation, properties and uses of ammonia. In previous video of nitrogen family I will discuss the preparation and properties of nitrogen, that is dinitrogen N2, and in today's video I am going to discuss about the preparation, properties and uses of ammonia. So ammonia is represented as NH3 or it has formula NH3. This NH3 is prepared. How NH3 is prepared in laboratory? What are the properties? Let us discuss. So ammonia is the most important compounds of nitrogen. From its formula we can know that it is a most important compound of nitrogen and it is basic in nature. Why it is called basic? Because according to Lewis concept, which has capacity to donate a lone pair of electron is known as a base. According to Lewis concept, which can donate a lone pair of electron is known as base. In NH3, there is a lone pair of electron present on nitrogen atom. Due to presence of lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom, NH3 act as a base or it is basic in nature. Then comes to its manufacture, that is by Haber's process. Manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. Ammonia is prepared or manufactured by Haber's process involves the reaction. See the reaction? When nitrogen combines with hydrogen, it forms ammonia. It is a reversible process and also a exothermic process because in this case delta H is negative. So delta H is negative means it is a exothermic process and this reversible sign indicates it is a reversible exothermic reaction. So where in Haber's process, when nitrogen combines with hydrogen, it forms ammonia. This process is a reversible exothermic reaction. So this is a reversible process. We know in reversible process we can apply Le Chatelier's principle. So in product side ammonia is formed. So by applying Le Chatelier's principle, the yield of ammonia can be increased. So better yield or high yield of ammonia, Le Chatelier's principle is taken into consideration. First condition is, according to Le Chatelier's principle, first condition is, since it is a exothermic reaction, since the ammonia preparation is a exothermic reaction, so low temperature is required for production of ammonia. Second one is high pressure is needed. Why high pressure is needed? Because in reactant side there are 4 molecules of reactant, that is 1 molecule of nitrogen and 3 molecule of hydrogen, that means combinedly 4 molecules of reactant react to form 2 moles of ammonia, that means volume decreases. So when volume decreases according to Le Chatelier's, then this reaction moves only forward by increasing the pressure. So high pressure is needed. Then third case, since ammonia is formed in product side, so reactant concentration should be high. So in reactant side the nitrogen and hydrogen are present. So the concentration of nitrogen and hydrogen should be taken as high concentration, for which the reaction moves in forward direction and ammonia is formed. Then presence of catalyst. In presence of iron catalyst, the production of ammonia becomes faster and with iron catalyst, some molybdenum is taken as promoter. What do you mean by promoter? Promoter means it is a substance which increases the reactivity of catalyst. That means molybdenum increases the reactivity of or activity of iron, and iron takes or moves the reaction faster to form ammonia. So these are the favorable conditions for production of ammonia according to Le-Chatelier's principle. Once again, since it is exothermic, so low temperature is required. Since volume decreases, so high pressure is required. Since it is in product side or reaction should be moved in forward direction, so the concentration of reactant, that is N2 and H2, should be high. Then presence of catalyst makes the reaction faster, that is in presence of iron catalyst this reaction moves in forward direction. So this is all about manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process. So from this side, this type of question may be asked, that is how ammonia is manufactured by Haber's process. This type of question may be arised from this topic, that is how ammonia is manufactured by Haber's process. Then comes to its laboratory preparation. For laboratory preparation of ammonia, two chemicals are required. One chemical is ammonium chloride and second chemical is solid slack lime, that is calcium hydroxide. Two chemicals are required. One is ammonium chloride having formula NH4Cl and second one is solid slack lime, that is calcium hydroxide. So principle, ammonia gas can be prepared in laboratory by heating mixture of ammonium chloride with solid slack lime. When ammonium chloride reacts with or heated with solid slack lime, then ammonia is formed. You can see the equation, that is ammonium chloride. See the equation, that is ammonium chloride reacts with calcium hydroxide, forms calcium chloride plus ammonia and water. So by reacting ammonium chloride with calcium hydroxide, calcium chloride, ammonia and water are formed. So in this case ammonia is a gas, so in this process ammonia gas is collected. From the diagram you can see the laboratory setup. So this is the laboratory setup, how ammonia is prepared in laboratory. For ammonia preparation in laboratory, we require a hard glass test tube, a Bunsen burner, a stand, a delivery tube, one gas jar and a calcium oxide tower. This type of containers or instruments are required for laboratory preparation of ammonia. Then how this laboratory are set up? See, a mixture of ammonium chloride and solid slack lime in the ratio 3:1 taken in hard glass test tube. In the hard glass test tube, the mixture of ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide is taken. Then the hard glass test tube is fitted with a tower. Containing calcium oxide. This hard glass test tube is fitted with a tower containing calcium oxide by a delivery tube. Then another tube was connected by one end to the tower and other end to the glass jar. Then from tower one tube is connected, the tube's one end is connected to the tower and another end is connected to the gas jet. This is the laboratory setup. Then how ammonia is prepared? When the mixture was heated, that means when the mixture of ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide is heated, ammonia gas is formed. Then the gas was passed through the tube and then again passed through the calcium oxide tower and collected in the gas jar. Then again it is collected in the gas jar. When it is heated, the ammonia gas is formed. This ammonia gas passed through the tube and then again passed through the calcium oxide tower and then collected in the gas jar by downward displacement of air. Air becomes downward displacement, that means ammonia is lighter than air. The gas is passed. Why the gas is passed through calcium oxide tower? Because if it contains some water particle or it becomes hydrated, then when it comes through the calcium oxide tower, the water particles are absorbed by calcium oxide tower and the gas becomes dehydrated. And the gas becomes dehydrated means the gas become dried. So the gas was dried by passing over thick lime water. The gas was dried over thick lime water, that means it is dried through calcium oxide tower. Since ammonia is basic in nature, so the gas cannot be dried over concentrated H2SO4, P2O5 or anhydrous CaCl2, because when the ammonia gas is dried over this compounds, then the ammonia react with the compound to form another product. See the equation. When ammonia reacts with H2SO4, it forms ammonium sulfate. When ammonia reacts with H2SO4, it forms ammonium sulfate. That means ammonia converted to another product, so pure ammonia cannot be collected. When P2O5 reacts with ammonia, then it forms ammonium phosphate. It also forms another product. In this case, pure ammonia also not obtained. When ammonia reacts with calcium, pass through calcium chloride, it forms this complex. That means here also another product form. Pure ammonia cannot be obtained when ammonia gas pass through concentrated H2SO4 or P2O5 or CaCl2. So due to its basic nature, it reacts with these compounds. So ammonia cannot be dried over concentrated H2SO4 or P2O5 or calcium chloride. It dried by CaO. Because it is basic, it is also basic in nature. So both do not react with each other. So ammonia gas dried over CaO. So this is the laboratory preparation of ammonia. Then comes to its physical properties. We already discussed the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process and its preparation by laboratory method. Then comes to its physical properties of ammonia. So ammonia is a colorless gas with characteristic pungent smell. It is a colorless gas with a particular pungent smell, that is ammonical smell. It has ammonical smell. It is lighter than air. And highly soluble in water. So it is basic in nature, because when ammonia reacts with water, it forms ammonium radical and OH minus ion. Since it gives OH minus ion, so it is basic in nature. When ammonia dissolves in water, it forms OH minus ion. So due to formation of OH minus ion, we can say it is basic in nature. Then structure. Then comes to structure of ammonia. Ammonia. In ammonia, there are 3 hydrogen atoms bonded to nitrogen. So in nitrogen, the nitrogen in ammonia, the nitrogen atom is sp3 hybridized. sp3 hybridized. sp3 hybridized means 4 orbitals are involved. Among 4 hybrid orbitals, one orbital contains one lone pair of electron and other 3 orbitals overlap with the hydrogen atom to form sigma bond. It contains 3 bond pair and one lone pair of electron. So, the structure becomes pyramidal due to presence of one lone pair of electron. The structure becomes pyramidal instead of tetrahedral, and the bond length of nitrogen hydrogen bond is 1.02 Armstrong, and the bond angle is reduces from 109 degree 28 minute to 107.5 degree. This is the bond angle of ammonia, and in ammonia the nitrogen atom is sp3 hybridized, but due to presence of one lone pair of electron, the structure becomes pyramidal instead of tetrahedral. So this is the structure of ammonia. Then comes to its chemical properties. In chemical property, first property is basic nature. Since ammonia gas is soluble in water, its aqueous solution turns red litmus to blue. So red litmus, when converted to blue, it becomes basic. The basic character of ammonia is due to formation of OH minus ion in aqueous solution. When ammonia reacts with water, it forms NH4 plus ion and OH minus ion. Due to formation of OH minus ion, it is basic in nature according to Arrhenius concept, or according to Lewis concept. I already told that is according to Lewis concept, due to presence of lone pair of electron, it acts as a Lewis base. So according to Arrhenius or according to Lewis, ammonia is basic in nature. Then second property, it has a tendency to form complex. Why ammonia has a tendency to form complex? Because ammonia acts as a Lewis base. I already told that due to presence of lone pair of electron, so that due to presence of lone pair of electron, it can form coordinate bond. What do you mean by coordinate bond? Coordinate bond means one can donate 2 electron and other do not donate any electron. So ammonia acts as a ligand and forms coordinate bond with the metal atom and forms complex. So due to presence of lone pair of electron, it can form coordinate bond with the number of transition metal and forms complex. In this case, when Ag plus is a transition metal, when it reacts with ammonia, the 2 ammonia molecule forms 2 coordinate bond with the Ag plus ion and forms this complex. When copper 2 plus ion reacts with 4 ammonia, forms this complex. When cadmium reacts with ammonia, then forms this type of complex. Ammonia forms complex due to presence of lone pair of electron, for which it is capable to form coordinate bond with transition metal. So due to formation of coordinate bond with transition metal, it forms complexes. So see the equation. Silver chloride. When silver chloride reacts with ammonium hydroxide, then ammonium hydroxide is formed by reaction of ammonia with water. Then AgCl dissociates to give Ag plus and Cl minus ion. This Ag plus ion combines with ammonia, forms complex, that is plus complex, cationic complex, and the Cl minus ion attached to it to form neutral complex, and the water removed as water molecule. Since it 2 ammonium hydroxide is taken, so 2 water molecule is removed. Like this, when copper sulfate reacts with excess ammonium hydroxide, copper sulfate dissociates to give copper 2 plus and SO4 2 minus, and NH4OH is formed by reaction of ammonia with water. 4NH4OH means 4 ammonia reacts with 4 water. Thus copper 2 plus reacts with 4 ammonia to form cationic complex CuNH3 whole 4 2 plus, and this SO4 2 minus reacts with combines with the cationic complex form the neutral complex, and 4 water molecule removed as this. So when ammonium hydroxide reacts with silver chloride, then diamine silver chloride complex is formed, and when copper sulfate reacts with ammonium hydroxide, then tetraamine copper 2 sulfate is formed. So due to presence of lone pair of electron on ammonia, it forms complexes. Then reaction with heavy metal ions. Heavy metal ions like iron, chromium, aluminium, etc. are precipitated from their aqueous salt solution with ammonia. When heavy metal ions from their aqueous solution reacts with ammonium hydroxide, or that means ammonia, it forms precipitate. See, when ferrichloride FeCl3 reacts with ammonium hydroxide, so FeCl3 means it dissociates to forms Fe3 plus and 3Cl minus, and ammonia NH4OH dissociate to give NH4 plus and OH minus. So 3 ammonium hydroxide means 3 NH4 plus 3 OH minus. Then the Fe3 plus and 3 OH minus forms FeOH whole 3, and the 3 ammonium plus and 3 Cl minus forms 3 ammonium chloride. Like this, LCl3 dissociates to give L3 plus 3 Cl minus, NH4OH dissociates to give NH4 plus OH minus. L3 plus combines with OH minus forms AlOH whole 3, and the NH4 plus Cl minus combines to form NH4Cl. Like this, when chromium trichloride CrCl3 dissociates to give Cr3 plus 3Cl minus, 3NH4OH dissociates to give 3NH4 plus 3OH minus. 3Cr3 plus reacts with 3OH minus to form CrOH whole 3, and 3NH4 plus reacts with 3Cl minus to form 3NH4Cl. So when heavy metal ions reacts with aqueous solution of ammonia, that means ammonium hydroxide, it forms precipitate, that is FeOH whole 3 brown color precipitate, AlOH whole 3 white color precipitate, CrOH whole 3, that is green precipitate, are formed. Then reaction with carbon dioxide. When ammonia reacts with carbon dioxide under high temperature and pressure, it forms urea, that is NH2CO NH2. When two molecules of ammonia reacts with carbon dioxide, it forms NH2CO NH2. See, we can write ammonia to NH2H. Two molecules of ammonia means NH2H NH2H CO2. CO2 can be written as this. So H, H and O removed as H2O and NH2CO, NH2 written as NH2CO, NH2, that is urea and water. When two molecules of ammonia reacts with carbon dioxide, then urea and carbon dioxide water is formed. Then comes to reaction with alkali metal. When ammonia reacts with alkali metal like sodium or potassium, then corresponding metal amide is formed at 300 degrees Celsius. When ammonia reacts with alkali metal like sodium or potassium, it forms metal amide. Metal amide means amide radical is NH2 minus. It forms metal amide at 300 degrees Celsius, that is sodium reacts with ammonia, it forms sodium amide NaNH2, and potassium reacts with ammonia, forms KNH2, that is potassium amide. So ammonia reacts with alkali metal, that is sodium and potassium, forms sodamide and potassamide. Then it's oxidation reaction. So ammonia is oxidized by some oxidizing agent like CuO, NaClO or CaOCl2, then dinitrogen gas is evolved. When ammonia is oxidized by oxidizing agent like cupric oxide, sodium hypochlorite or bleaching powder, then dinitrogen gas is evolved. See the equation. In cupric oxide, when cupric oxide reacts with ammonia, it forms copper, nitrogen and water. So this is a oxidizing agent. In this case, it oxidizes ammonia from -3 oxidation state to 0 and itself undergo reduction from +2 to 0. Itself undergo reduction and oxidizes nitrogen from -3 to 0. Like this, when ammonia reacts with bleaching powder, it forms nitrogen, calcium chloride and water. So these are the oxidizing agents which oxidizes ammonia to form dinitrogen and itself undergo reduction. Then reaction of ammonia with oxygen. So how ammonia reacts with oxygen? When vapors of ammonia and oxygen are passed over red hot platinum gauge at 1075 Kelvin, then it oxidizes to form nitric oxide. It is addition of oxygen is a oxidation reaction. So when vapors of ammonia and oxygen is passed over platinum surface at 1075 Kelvin, then ammonia is oxidized to form nitric oxide. In presence of platinum surface, it forms nitric oxide and water. When this ammonia bonds or reacts with excess oxygen, then it oxidizes to form dinitrogen and water. When this reaction occurs in presence of platinum surface, then nitric oxide is formed. When this reaction occurs in presence of excess oxygen or undergo combustion reaction, then dinitrogen and water is formed. So this is the reaction of oxygen with ammonia. Then comes to reaction with halogen. Halogen reaction of ammonia with halogen means halogen can be taken in limited amount or taken in excess amount. When ammonia reacts with halogen means chlorine is taken. When ammonia reacts with limited chlorine, then ammonium chloride and nitrogen gas is formed. That means limited chlorine means excess ammonia is taken. That means nitrogenous products are formed. That is 8NH3 reacts with 3 molecules of chlorine to form ammonium chloride and nitrogen. When ammonia reacts with chlorine, but chlorine is taken in excess amount, that means ammonia is taken in limited amount. That when ammonia reacts with excess chlorine, it forms chlorine type product. That means it undergoes substitution. This hydrogen replaced by the chlorine atom forms NCl3, and the remaining hydrogen and chlorine forms HCl. So there is reaction difference when limited and excess chlorine is taken. Limited chlorine means nitrogenous product, that is ammonium chloride and nitrogen is formed. When excess chlorine is taken, then NCl3 and HCl is formed. So this is the reaction of ammonia with halogen. Next, reaction with Nessler's reagent. This is an important reaction. By this reaction, we also detect in practical for ammonium radical. So when ammonia reacts with Nessler's reagent, that is K2HgI4, then in alcoholic medium means some alkali is taken in medium, then a reddish brown precipitate of Milan's base is formed. When ammonia reacts with Nessler's reagent, that is K2HgI4, in alcoholic medium, then a reddish brown precipitate is formed. This is the reddish brown precipitate, that is Milan's base. Due to formation of Milan's base, a reddish brown precipitate is formed, which confirms the presence of ammonia. So it is a practical experiment taken in laboratory. Occurs in laboratory for conformation of ammonium radical. So when Nessler's reagent reacts with ammonia in alcoholic medium, that is in presence of some KOH, then Milan's base is formed along with Ki and water. Due to formation of Milan's base, it forms a reddish brown precipitate. So this is the reactions of ammonia or chemical properties of ammonia. Then comes to its uses. It is used in the manufacture of nitric acid and sodium carbonate. Nitric acid preparation and sodium carbonate preparation re amara ammonia use हुए. It is also used for preparing fertilizer like ammonium nitrate, ammonium phosphate, ammonium sulfate, urea. This type of fertilizer preparation re amara ammonia use करा जाए. And when it reacts with water, it forms ammonium hydroxide. This is a important laboratory reagent or solvent used in the laboratory. So it is an important reagent or used as solvent in the laboratory. So these are the uses of ammonia. Okay. So it is all about the manufacture, laboratory preparation, physical property and chemical properties of ammonia. Okay. Thank you.